Good afternoon. It is another edition of your weekly current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria, where we discuss topical issues, national issues, or relevance. My name is Egosa Agbonlao, welcoming you to this week's edition of the program. And I must tell you that I have very eminent personalities with me today who will be joining me to dissect today's topic. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your decision to spend part of your 60 minutes or your 60 minutes with us on the program. Nigeria is one country, our beloved country, and we must continue to contribute in terms of comments that will help those in authorities to actually fix the country. We are looking ahead of the 2023 general elections, and today's topic we're looking at politicking and cash inducement. Some persons believe that there's a correlation between politicking, that is the electioneering process, and cash inducement. I won't do all the talking. My guests will do that because some Nigerians believe that sometimes the large crowd you see during politicking could be cash inducements in effect. In other words, some of those persons were actually paid. But some other school of thought says no, they are loyal party men and women. So gentlemen, welcome to today's edition of the program. I'm going to start with the Secretary, Christian Association of Nigeria, Sir Best Irabe, who also knows the nitty-gritty of the political scene, because some of the politicians actually, they always visit Cannes to, to promote their ideas. So, Sir Best Irabe, nice to have you on the program today.
It's always good to be
here. So, what's your opening remark? Politicking and cash inducement. Do you think this problem of cash inducement, where voters are giving some kind of cash or other gifts or whatever to vote or to participate in the electionary process, yes, do you think it is real?
No, it's real, but it's a negative phenomenon.
Okay.
And it has never helped the political process. Yes, indeed, if you want to actively take part in politics, yes, you need some money legitimately to print posters, to do advertorials on television, to travel from point A to point B, to sell your manifesto.
Yeah.
That is legitimate.
Okay.
But what is bad is the use of money. You call it inducement. Nowadays, the buying of votes.
Okay.
People, those days, you know, we've been graduating now. It used to be slashing of boxes.
Yeah, ballot boxes.
Box. Somebody will pay you to snatch ballot box or to even cause confusion in the polling unit. Yes, money is involved. Then, of course, money is involved in changing figures. Change this figure. The presiding officers and all that, they've been induced to change figures. Yes. But today, what is going on now is that even right on the spot where voting is taking place, people give money. 5,000 naira, 1,000. The other day, the last election, somebody, in my very eyes, I was an observer. They said, okay, they gave somebody 5,000. They said, go to the booker there. There was somebody arranged to prepare pounded yam for the people. After taking 5,000, you go there and eat and go away.
Yes.
I mean, that is backwardness, because you are going to sell your rights forever just for a pot of porridge or 5,000. Then you sell your rights. Also, you no longer have the moral authority to question this person the moment he mounts the saddle, because he has bought it, he has paid for it. Very negative, and it has not helped this country, Nigeria. So the politicians that are coming now, they better watch it. And we must tell our people, watch it, because if you say you love Nigeria, I believe we can still salvage Nigeria no matter what it is, because God is the owner of Nigeria. The Bible says, for the earth is the Lord,
and the fullness
thereof. Ditto for Nigeria. Nigeria is the Lord, and the fullness thereof. Therefore, Nigeria will be great. But if it must be great, those of us who mean well for this country must stand up to say, look, enough is enough. Enough is enough. We can no longer allow anybody who have stolen money, who have tampered with our common patrimony, and then at the end of the day bring the money and begin to induce people, buy the vote so that they can come to power. We must be wise now.
Thank you very much. That's your opening remark. Archbishop Fred Agedo, you too, you are one man that is highly respected because you've spoken a lot about political issues in this state, in this country. But this question might take you by surprise. I hope not. Now, if a politician comes to your church and brings a truckload of branded rice, because Christmas is fast approaching, and brings a lot of gifts, and you know it's a politician who will be contesting, will you reject it or will you accept it?
First of all, Egusa, thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
But I will also want to say this. If I have been coming here to say one or two things concerning the state, concerning our nation, all that I have been saying, has they ever come to pass? The answer is yes. So I want you to acknowledge that, so that we'll be encouraged to say more. So if you don't acknowledge that, it means I only just
no, the people know. Whatever you say, the people are recording. They know.
Thank God
yes,
for that.
so they
thank
know.
God that they are recording.
Yes.
Because the last invitation you invited me here, I said by 1st of October, which is just a week ago, that Nigeria was a country called Nigeria will get expired. Then we should prepare for another nation. But to do that, there must be war before the judgment. And to do that again, let the youth be careful. Because the old men that want to set trouble for the youth, they will be at home. At the end of the battle, that the youth has killed themselves, then it will end up that the old men are not shaking hands and settling. So that is when the judgment comes. So youth have to take their destiny on their own hand. Now, the question you have asked, a very wonderful question, very nice question.
Yes.
But because I have now come to the knowledge of truth.
Okay.
And you know I'm a prophet. I'm not a pastor.
Yes.
A pastor will say it is well. They will eat and follow you the way you want it. I am a prophet. If I get to a village and I'm hungry, and I meet people eating food, I will not ask them where did the food come from. Apostle Paul said that. I will wash my hands, join and eat. Maybe during eating, I finish eating, it's an idol food.
Oh,
I didn't know I was hungry.
I was hungry.
So if they bring a trailer load, I will not refuse it. I will take it. But the day of judgment, which is the day of reckoning, in the month of February 2023.
Which day is that?
I don't know the day.
Okay, I want you to be specific. You are talking about election.
Election.
Okay, I want people to understand.
The day of election,
yes.
I tell you the truth, I will change the what do you call it, the tone by my vote and my church members' vote. Because I have told my church members where I am going and where tortoise they go, now can that they go. Where I am going is where they will go. We are not hiding it on the pulpit. Are you hearing me? Broom and umbrella has failed.
No. We don't want you.
I know you
we don't want you to castigate. We don't want you to castigate any party.
We are trying another.
You are trying. You are appealing to the conscience of the viewer of Nigerians.
Okay.
So you must be apolitical here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where I am going is where my church members will go.
Okay.
My Christian brethren will go. And even the secretary of camp will go with
me.
Thank you. I know that.
Bishop,
so
thank you. But I think the question you have answered, because we are talking about cash inducement and politicking.
Free rice,
now, Archbishop has said, well, if any politician comes to his church with a truckload of gifts and rice or whatever,
I will accept.
He will gladly accept, but that will not change his decision to vote or whoever he wants to vote for. That's the message has come.
Thank you very much. You analyze it very well.
Okay, so because we need to understand that cash inducement has not
helped us.
Has not helped Nigerians, has not helped the process. And that's the reason we are discussing it today. But we have a youth leader in our midst, and he's also a well-known political analyst, Efosa Atoy. Now, looking at the scenario, politicking is on now. Some political parties have flagged off their campaign. Some are yet to start. Some are already doing shadow campaign. Some have announced their dates. You know, ADC has announced dates, and many other parties have said, okay, they will flag off their election, their campaign. You know, now the crowd that we see Is it cash induced or they are genuine loyal party loyalists? How do we curb this cash inducement problem? Because the youths are involved.
Yeah. Thank you very much. When I saw the topic, cash inducement, I just laughed. Even in the church, there is cash inducement. We see how the economy has made noble men to live what we know as integrity, and they were running after survival. It's politics again, and the bell has been rung. The youth are ready, but the youth are not organized. And the older ones, as our prophet here, Bishop said, are trying to push the youth. Now, most of the youth have seen it, because most of us, I'm trying to live the cadre of a youth, and but we want to set it as a standard. We will do it for this country. We are going to redeem our nation. We are going to put it right. When you say umbrella, broom, this, that, people, they are all the same thing. The political party we have in this country have no ideology. And every rally you see, there is cash inducement. Every rally. Because from the DJ, from the cars, from the water, people bring this money. But one thing I want to say is this. Nigerians are ready. Before the church will wait, I follow some politicians to churches then. They will leave first, second role for politicians. We will come, we will buy AC, fan, renovate and everything. Those things will not work this period.
No way.
This time around, the politicians themselves, if you are in the field, they are not bringing money. They are scared, they are afraid. Because the wave of the kind of youth mobilization is cashless, is cash-free, and any other party that want to give a match now, like the one they are doing in Lagos, if they should tell you the money they are voting for it, they cannot sustain it. The one they did in Akwa Ibom, they cannot sustain it. The one they are about to do now in Kanu, they can't sustain it, because as the prophet said, if you bring money, please don't reject it.
Take it.
If you take it, the only thing is that don't take from those that are desperate to go for your head. Because if they call and ask you that this is what they want, and you say bring, mind you, they will come for you. But if the one they want to say they want to share money, I am telling you, if you go anywhere now, there are some political party you will call their name. People will just keep you quiet. When you call some political party, you see the ovation. But how can this ovation be sustained? Because from now till when the election will come, I said it the last time I was here, this movement or this change will be in phase. October, now we are entering November, they pay school fees. Now we are looking for Xmas celebration. After that, nobody has a political party. Everybody remain where you are. Because the movement now has no money to share for inducement. But all other political parties will share money, will share food. So you see every people are staying in their political party. In January, they will pay school fees because resumption will start by 15. People will still remain. I am telling you, when you will know when there is political party, is from on the 20th of January to 23rd. When the Christmas rice and everything have been exhausted, when school fees have been paid, then you will not know who is in political party. By then, this program, by God's grace, will all be alive to come and see, tell Nigerians. Nigerians are tired, and they are tired of bad leadership. And the leadership is not tagged to political party. It's character. Some persons, like I'll give kudos to the owner of this studio, who has made it for us to be here, and our governor we have. It will take time for a stammerer to call his father's name, but be patient, he will pronounce it. It's just time for Nigerians to be patient, to see the transformation. The way we celebrated criminals in different cadres, from the academics to professionalism to thuggery to the street will be celebrated, even in the church. The gospel is no longer preached, morals are no longer preached, prosperity and a miracle is the order of the day. So when you are talking of corruption, nobody is left out. Even in the traditional council, those days they will tell you those who put on beard and white cloth don't do wrong things. But you see them, they are the best criminals and 419 we have. Now, Nigerians have now realized, and we are saying no to this. Morals should be taught from your home. Learning should be in the process of where everybody now should do what is right.
And history should be added.
So history, as we all know now, those who are killing this country, study history. Values. Let us ask, if this man is driving this car, can he afford this car? A corporal in the police station is driving Venza. What is his salary? A CP has a private jet. What is his income? These are some of the things I want Nigerians to do, and this election is going to fine-tune. This is not time to blame the governor, the president. They've all tried. Not blame political party. All we should do, we should start from our house. The children, what do they think about? Where did you take them to? What kind of holidays? What kind of teachings? What kind of music? These are the things that will make the politicking and endorsement of cash, which I will tell you, the hunger we see in the street. There is nobody that will bring money. Even the way they say ritualists, still our guests are still outside at night because they are looking for money.
Thank you, Efosa Atoy. We'll come back to you. But like I said, this topic is really unique, very important to us because we need to get it right ahead of the 2023 general election. Cash inducement, it is believed, has contributed to, not to the development of this country, but rather has retarded the development of democracy. We've seen other countries practicing democracy, but the type of democracy in Nigeria seems to be appalling and very disturbing. And it is believed that the issue of cash seems to be a major contributor to the negativity that has been captured in our politicking, in our electioneering process. Yes. Now, the Electoral Act has been signed, and it is believed now that from the polling unit, results will be collated, people will get to know their results, and they will surely monitor. Just recently, when the PDP flagged off a campaign in Akwa Ibom, the governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, told PDP leaders that there's need to deploy technology.
That's right.
So this election, technology will come in. And from the polling units, people will start collating results because of the Electoral Act that has been signed. Now, INEC has told us now that some persons were involved in double PVC registration, and that will be cancelled.
Yes.
Now, we've also seen on the social media that some PVCs were abandoned. All these seem to point to the fact that they are aware of the Electoral Act now, that the kind of things that used to happen when you go there and snatch ballot box and all that would happen again. So, yeah, what's your take on this?
True. You see, also, every problem must have an expiry time, expiry date.
Yes.
I think we are getting close to the expiring nature of the old system. That's exactly what we are going to now, right now. My brother made a statement which was very clear and important, that the Nigerian polity over the years has been devoid of ideologues, no ideology. It's an assemblage of food-is-ready politicians for the past 20 years. Whatever they want to do is pecuniary, it's money. Once I get the money, that's all. For me and my family alone, not to work for the common good. That's what we have been experiencing over the years. But it appears right now our eyes are open. And I say, look, we have to work for the common good. In other climes, you will see roads were paved, water everywhere, electricity. The common people will enjoy it as well as those who are rich. But in our own country, the rich want to get richer and feeding fat from our common patrimony. Not that they are hardworking. Because they find themselves in the corridors of power and there is a cash flow and they begin to help themselves. And they see themselves as better off than all that person. Now the youth have said, no, enough is enough. We are not going to tolerate this anymore. Even the church, nobody is going to stand aloof anymore.
Okay.
Or with hands akimbo and say, oh, it's their time, let's go. It's not going to be so anymore. That's why Khan, this time around, sat down and said, look, we are not going to be neutral. We are all politicians. We came up with a 4-point agenda, which maybe there's no time to elucidate on all of them. But I just tell you, one, we can't sat down to craft this. For politicians, this is our manifesto. One, any politician coming must be a person of strong character. We must estray him up to his home, up to the kindergarten school he attended. We will look for him. Look, if it is possible, we will check his e-testament.
Would you have the time for that?
We have already circulated that.
Okay.
It must be a man of character,
yes.
A man with the fear of God, or a woman with the fear of God. Those are the people we are looking for. One, competence. We don't want people never do wells and all that. People with the same old idea. We are talking about technology now. Yesterday, COP, CUPP, was the acronym COP. They came up to say, look, these old folks are coming around now. They want to make sure that the technology is not deployed so that we can do it the same way we have been doing that. They have raised the alarm. And the church has said, we are not going to allow it. You are going to see us, church, as they are campaigning, we are marking our campaign. In fact, we are going to call our own a crusade. The Archbishop is here. We are going to call all of them.
But that was why Khan have been fighting me.
We are going to call all of them.
Will you not be called partisan?
No,
okay.
No, we are not studying any particular political party.
Yes.
But we are saying we must change.
Khan is neutral.
Is neutral.
They just want a better Nigeria.
Want to be neutral.
Our neutrality is to the extent that we will not be partisan.
Yes.
But we are going to tell
we should direct.
This is where to go.
Yes.
Go this way.
That's it.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Capacity. Not everybody have the capacity to
No.
You must have capacity. Where are you coming from? What's your qualification? Are you a pragmatic person? Are you somebody who, as the local palace or Toknadu, or can you say what you can do?
And
what have you done before and stand by it?
Yes.
We are going to look for that one.
Good.
We are looking for policies. People will develop policies and say, this is where we want to go. You understand that in the days past, when you say UPA, what comes to your mind immediately is that this is a socially, almost near socialist party. You know that they are working for the common good, free education. Everybody wants to have education. Yes. When you talk about MPN, what are you looking at? You are looking at something like, we are going to ensure that the inflation and all that is put down and all that. But now, all these political parties, look at their manifesto. Are they? What can you point to that they want to do? They are the same. So I call them. I don't want to name any political party. I would have said
no, don't name them, please.
They are people of the same coin. They are the same thing. They don't have it. So that's why we are saying now that whereas the church is saying nobody is a saint, but we know that there are people in this country who mean well for this country. Let us also try something new.
Okay.
There's no harm in trying something.
Thank you very much, Sir Bestiri. Thank you very much. You really made the position of the Christian Association of Nigeria known. They are not partisan. They are apolitical. But you are saying that, yes, that your followers will be guided.
Yes, the person of strong character.
Yeah, will be guided.
Yes.
All Nigerians need to be guided. That's the truth. All Nigerians need to be guided. All the political parties have their candidates, and they have their campaign strategies. You need to listen to them. You need to make your informed decisions. But for Nigeria to be taken to higher level, to be repositioned in the Committee of Nations, it means you must have good leaders. Economists will tell you that when you have a bad manager, the economy will dwindle. But when you have a good manager, the economy will enjoy prosperity. On that note, we'll take a break now, but the program is on. 60 Minutes Nigeria, a current affairs program with my wonderful guests today. We have a lot to talk about, but let's just take this break. It's always a delight that you've just tuned in to join the program. And for those of you that have been with us, we're also grateful. The program is 60 Minutes Nigeria, a current affairs program we're looking at Politicking and his twin brother, cash inducement. It is believed that cash inducement seems to have a telling effect on the outcomes of elections. But that needs to change now because the Electoral Act has been signed into law and a lot of vices must have been taken care of with that. But my guests are of the opinion that Nigerians must be patient this time and they must get it right in 2023. That any mistake, that means they will have to regret for another 4 years. And they've made very important points. But Archbishop Fred Agedu, now, what's the way forward? Because like Atoya said, Christmas is fast approaching, and he's saying that, oh, you can't stop cash inducement for now because people are hungry. But don't you think there should be, the church is known for preaching steadfastness, discipline. Don't you think Nigerians should be disciplined? They should reject these gifts and stand on principle. Don't you think so?
Thank you very much,
Yes.
Agbolao. I want to, before I continue with you, I want to especially thank God for the executive of Christian Association Edo State.
Okay.
And allowing their secretary to be here. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
First of all, help me beg him to give me this flyer.
Okay, no, this is their own manifesto. This is the manifesto of a better Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm going to print it and give it to at least 5,000 pastors. That can is now coming our way.
Yeah.
And the simple reason why I say so, before it becomes...
No, we can't advertise that.
No,
here.
I am
Okay.
not. I am telling you that's
Yes.
my first request.
Okay.
I'm happy because I'm
Okay,
going to
yes.
share it.
General advice.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to share it. That's thank you for the enlightenment.
So back to
I
the
am
program.
So glad.
Yes.
Back to your question.
Yes. How do we make Nigerians principled people
Yes.
and
Church,
do away with this inducement?
church has always been principal institution. Undermining the corruption in the church setting.
Okay.
It has always been a very principled body of Christ.
Yes.
The truth is, some of the leaders compromise our principles. Are you not aware that after the 40 days fasting and prayer of Christ Jesus, who we are trying to resemble, the first thing the devil brought to him was hunger. If you are a son of God, if you are a child of God, turn this stone to what? To bread and eat. Jesus has all the capacity and everything to do that. But he knew that if you obey this, destiny is sold. If you obey this, principle is broken. And he said, no, for man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from. So I am hungry, but I'm not desperate. He refused it. But he allowed the temptation to come. And it didn't end there. Second one was all about just bow down, give me respect. And he said, only God Almighty, you do this one. The third one come, that goes with fame. Do it, then everybody will praise you, Baba. He said, no. For pride goeth before a fall. I don't need to do that. Get behind me, you Satan. So these things will definitely come to church. We must not be harsh about it. Because the first thing, the first disease and infection that politician has affected our nation was to bring hunger, to deal with the people. For a hungry man is an angry man. So they know that. They know how to deal with Nigerians. And that is what Nigerians have been facing. That we are terribly hungry. Anything that comes, we take it like that. I have seen somebody fry corn to eat gari. Is that not suffering? Now you bring a bag of rice to the church and you say turn it back. We won't say no, we won't turn it back. Because there are people that are dying for hunger. And I'm telling you the truth. Hunger, sickness is more than whatever you are saying now. So if you say Nigerian youth, they are angry because they are hungry. They are not annoyance has destroyed their anointing. So I want to beg of you, we are going to be very, very diplomatic at a time like this. We are going to play along with them. Like my friend, the youth leader have just said that we will really know where we are going by the end of January. So a week or 2 weeks, it happened in Edo State.
Yes.
It happened in Edo State. Result of Edo State governor have already appeared. 3 weeks to election. But 2 weeks to. I knew what we did. Something happened. The air changed. The wind changed. And when it changed, the advisor of the king, who said this that Elisha the prophet have said will not happen. What happened? He only had with his ear, going to see. That was where it ended up. So I am still telling you, I see a wedding ceremony about to take place. They that fixed the date, they that were waiting for it, they are like the new flower in the garden of the rich man. But a few days to, there was an instruction from heaven, clean the compound for the bride and the groom, they are coming. And all the fine flowers were cut down. The people who thought that they will sit on Nigeria forever, I see them, they will hear the announcement and the day of election, but they will not see the end of it. That prophecy may be harsh, but it's the word of God. Because there is going to be a new wind. Things are going to change. And it will start from Edo State. That is why nobody must toy with Edo State. And I am so glad, and I don't know how they come about that name, calling Edo State the heartbeat of the nation. All the good things start here. All the bad things start. Thank God for the governor we have. A technocrat. A man that knows where we are going. He sees it ahead of time. And I'm sure that his advice to whosoever, all the politicians on board now, they just have to listen to him. They just have to listen to him. And by the grace of God, you will see that the youth will take it over.
Thank you,
Archbishop. By the grace of God.
Thank you. First, Atoy. Now, we need to get it right. You just heard what Khan said. Khan has taken a step. They are not a political group. They are neutral. But they have taken a bold step to enlighten Nigerians and their followers that these are the virtues, or these are what you should look out for in leaders. And I think we must commend Khan, Christian Association of Nigeria, for that.
Yes.
And I know that other faith-based groups are also doing theirs.
Yes.
You know, we may not be privy to what they are doing. But now, what is the way forward? What should Nigerian youths look out for? Because you're talking about youth. Youths are so many, and they are spread across all the parties. But what should be the focus?
70 years old said they are also youth.
What should they look forward to? Yes.
When you say the youth, even in our national anthem, the youth is well pronounced there. You should tell the youth the second standard, the truth to know. And for them to know, I'm happy now that the second standard of our national anthem is now being declared as a prayer. And that is what has really changed everything in this country. They taught us the second standard for years. We were not reciting it.
No.
But today, the second standard is the prayer. This country will pray too much. I'm happy he said can. We quoted the Bible, we quoted the verses, yes. The three temptations, that is what can just summarize. The pride of life, the lust of...
and the hunger.
Yes, the lust of the flesh, and the last, the very last. But let me say this. Most youth, they've not seen them. And the youth who are in this revolutionary change, they are cut across all political parties. And even in my party, there is a youth vanguard. We cannot change whatever that has been changed. But it is not our party that will bring the next victory. We will try, but Nigerians will do. And why I'm saying Nigerians will do is because everybody seated here, we are all Nigerians. The issue of I'm from Edo, I'm from Delta, I'm from this, I'm from that is gradually fading out. This time around now, we are talking as Nigerians. And if that should come from the pulpit, from the traditional home, from our home, your children should tell them you are in Nigeria. Because when we travel, We go to London, we see we are from England, we are British. We go to Canada, we are Canadians. We go to Americans, we are Americans. We go to Japan, we are Japanese. Why come when we come to Nigeria, even Ghana here, we are Ghanaians. But when it comes to this great nation, we are being segmented. We are Edo, we are Niger Delta, we are from the north, we are from the south. No, the youth now does not really care. You see the marriage system has cut across. Now, how can this come? Let me tell you, Edo is the heartbeat
of the nation.
Of this nation.
Yes.
And Edo has gotten it right.
Yes.
When the present governor was coming 2016, there's a particular song they say, "Now God the win and whatever." When God win in any battle, no man can change it.
Nobody.
Now, at the end of it all, the battle started, and he crossed carpet to another political party. They said, yes, he has come, a leader. When he want to start working again, the battle started. But this governor stood his ground. That is what the can is trying to bring. A man of character. A man that want to say, I will not share this. People are saying, but is it in? The Constitution tells us, the governor for 8 years now, whatever he does, the state will pay. That is why he's an executive governor. So don't ask if he's eating. But let us give him kudos. We have a governor who was using a helicopter like as if it was a taxi. And we know the cost. Who was paying those costs?
The state.
A governor that came, the wife died, we buried the wife. He married. And we sponsored the marriage.
Marry Igbo.
And this time around now, people are saying this governor, look, I am not the spokesperson of this governor, but the governor have shown leadership and character. Those who projected him, they will tell you where are they today. They cannot see him because they all they've been tested. And that is what is happening at the national. But when we have a political system that have no ideology, that is why it's going around. But today, he has given the Edo people ideology of doing what is right and defending what is right. What he's doing about politicking, people are saying, which party now in Edo State can stand up and say, this is what they've achieved? Everybody that calls them, they are the elite, those who spend money. They should come and tell the Edo people where they've worked, what was their salary, and the kind of life they are living.
Okay, thank you for that.
Let me just round up now.
Okay.
This, I will say, from what is going on now, the youth now have the template as they can have already done.
Yeah.
It's in their hearts. The church should not be partisan. They should preach the gospel. I know if can and the church should preach the gospel, people will stop going there. Because first, where the gospel is not preached, I told them, they said everything has been nailed to the cross. But what was not nailed to the cross was offering a tithe. And that is what is making the church to boom. And that is why it's been attractive.
Thank you, so
if these things are being corrected, that is where the politicking and the inducement, that is why I said the church also. So when these things are stopped, because the hunger, like the prophet said, how much is a bag of rice? If what Apostle Paul said, he said, look, let us come together like brethren. What you have, let's share. If the prophet should share what he has, hunger will reduce. If the car secretary will share, you don't wait for politicians. Because at the end of it all, they can't steal any longer because the youth are saying no to stealing.
Thank you. No to stealing.
Yes.
No to cash inducement ahead of the 2023 election and, of course, the election proper next year. But let's quickly deviate to Port Harcourt, where Governor Nyesom Wike appointed 14,000 political appointees, over 40,000 because 40,000 advisors and over 300, he also gave them positions. Some persons are believing that this could be a decoy ahead of the 2023 election. That no, let me be plain. How do you see this development?
That's part of what we are saying. You see, okay. That's what we are going to beg our youths and everybody who loves Nigeria. You see, when you see some of the activities of some people who are custodians of state power, the way they go about their things, you discover that their activities and their way of proceeding is bizarre, infantile, and puerile. That's what we are saying. There are some people who, a point man, an arrowhead custodian of state power, will be doing things as if he's a baby. For God's sake, as we are trying to bring in fresh ideas, we need more adults to come. A youth can be an adult in his or her way of proceedings. But what we are seeing now is bizarre. A governor comes around, he's dancing and all that, he's making promises, behaving like children. You know when children are playing in the sand, on the sand, they will say, oh, when they are quarreling, that I gave you yesterday, give it to me, I didn't give you again, bring it. This is what we are seeing now. He just talked of a governor just now who was well brought up. You see, everything you do in life, it's traceable to your own upbringing. When you are well brought up, it will be brought to bear on whatever you do. These are gangsters. Sorry to say, I will not go to mention names. You just mentioned something now. What I see today, are these the people leading us? Is that how they are made up? Where did they go to school? I'm not talking about university education. Were they having home training? Did they go through what I call the ecclesia domestica, the church at home? Were they highly educated by their parents? Because if you see what they do in public and the way they use public funds, it beats me hollow. So what we are trying to do now is to chase away these crazy guys who are morally and financially profligate. We don't need them anymore. So that's why we are begging everybody. We are begging everybody, the youth, and please, we are begging you, do not mortgage your conscience because of a pot of porridge. Come talk of a governor who is spending state money, and he's shouldn't be first person singular. I'm going to do this one. First person singular. That's not your money, for God's sake. This state money that you are using, and you are throwing them around like what do you call it? A Robin Hood.
Yes.
These are Robin Hood. We don't need them anymore now. And you can see the quarrel they are engaged in. It's a personal quarrel. It's not a quarrel that we bring dividends of democracy to the generality of the people. It's not. Look at the way they go about their pronouncement, what comes out of their mouth. The Bible said, let what comes out of your mouth be seasoned with salt. Have you ever seen any of these governors? They tell lies. Look at one yesterday. Instead of you to look, my friend, if you want to do a thing and you are tired of a place, quit. Tell the people the truth. No, I didn't go to that place because I'm at home here trying to talk to my people. Where you ought to be, you said you were not there. You say you are not here. Who are you deceiving? So that's why we are here. The Christians, we are telling people now, please. We are using, and it's my sing song. I said it here before. Yeah. We are using that letter, that first letter Paul wrote to his friend Timothy, and by extension to all Nigerians, the youth, the adults, those who really need a change. He said, "For you brought nothing to this world,
and nothing,
and therefore you are not going to take anything away." He said, "When a man has food and clothes and railings where he hides his head, he should be content with that."
Contentment.
But some people love to be rich, and therefore they put their hands into all sorts of harmful desire, and then you see them, and gradually they wander away from the faith. And he concluded, therefore, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Thank you very much.
That's what exactly we are talking about. Money inducement. Yes. That's the evil of Nigeria. So we don't need money. Don't give me a bag of rice if you don't want to give me. I'm not interested in that. Please come and tell me what you want to do for Nigeria. Tell me what you want to do for Edo State, as the governor here is doing now, trying to do. You see, sometimes, you don't reduce governance to only tarring of roads, or there are other things you need to do. But what we see today, a governor tells you that I am going to do this. Who are you? Are you the owner of that money?
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yes. Please to our youth, please mean what you are saying. Bring out those PVCs. Use them wisely. If you are not going to be like me, because I'm going to reject their money outrightly before their own face. If you cannot look like me, I beg you, if you take down their money, go and vote the right person with capacity, somebody with good policy, somebody with parental background, well brought up by his parents, well schooled, not necessarily university education. You could be a professor, yet you are illiterate. What we are talking about is your overall modus vivendi, your lifestyle, yes. The life you live outside, your relationship with people, where we are talking about. So if you do not have that, Even if you are a professor, you have 10 PhDs, you can just be like a well-trained dog.
Thank you very much, Sir Best Seriabe. Archbishop, your closing remarks. Archbishop
It's not
Fred.
your closing remark.
Your
Because
closing
I don't
remarks.
think there is something a little bit I want to talk about what we just see in the River State governor.
Okay.
And that which I would say...
Okay, it's appointment of 14,000 or over 40,000.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Quickly comment on it.
I will
Yeah.
a little bit deviate and disagree
Okay.
with Best Seriabe.
Yes,
on
please,
this.
go on, yes.
The reason is this, that what the River State government is getting per revenue and all the internal generated revenue is the first time for a governor to come and say we can all eat. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
The reason why you are seeing what is happening on the high sea of the investigation of the pipeline and all the rest, there are people who have been taking that since 1977. Are you hearing me? Not just 9 years ago, according to their evil allegation. It has been there. Now, this is not the first governor that ruled that state. If he could empower 14,000 and even others, let us say 15,000 persons, no matter what they are getting, they are sharing from that. Because if he have kept all those things in his pocket, will you know?
For 4 months.
And pick only 10
For 4
persons.
months, he will live in 4 months' time.
Yes, he will.
Yeah, well, yes.
He will, because
Okay.
I just discovered about a week ago that an aircraft that another governor abandoned in Germany was repelled and brought
But
back.
don't you think Wike has some hidden agenda politically?
Listen, is he not in the state where DPO of a police station have a refinery?
Bunkering.
Whatever name you call it, was that money not going to one man's pocket? Did it go to the 14,000 people? So what he has done, to the best of my knowledge, is good. And the people tapping the pipeline that is going to Kaduna and Zamfara and outside Nigeria, they are not also wrong. People has come to this awareness. Where is our own? It's our own. We are the one guiding it. What are we benefiting?
No, but they must not carry out illegal activity.
Listen, sir. If this man have done this to 14,000, 15,000 persons in one day, an appointment, in fact, he has done what James has never done.
Thank you.
So, and I praise him for
Well,
that. I'm not against that.
Yes.
He should continue even to give it to 1 million persons.
That's
Okay.
too much infrastructure.
Yes,
Thank you.
and let them benefit
That's your
from it.
personal opinion.
But I know
Sir
what he has
Best
done.
Seriabe's opinion is
Yeah,
personal
it's
opinion. I
different
like
from my
that.
own. But now
Yes.
listen, I know he has a purpose and reason why he's doing what he's doing.
Yes.
But whatever purpose, may God Almighty help him and
Thank you.
direct him well.
Well, the director has just told me we don't have time to continue on the program, but we must thank you for spending part of your 60 minutes or your 60 minutes with us on the program. We've heard from Efosa Atoy, we've heard from
Well, I did not give you
Archbishop Fred Agedo. We've also heard from the Secretary Christian Association of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Sir Best Seriabe. My name is Ego Sagbola. Thanks for your time. Do have a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye.